Hello, everybody. This is Shahara Wooten here. I'm so excited for those who are joining us live, those who are watching the replay. Thank you so much for watching the replay. Welcome to the Money Decisions Show. So we're doing these lives just to make things a little bit, more interactive and change things up a little bit. Super excited about our guest today, and I'll be bringing her in. But this topic today is about goals and finance. So I know that 2020 has been a year, right? It's been a year. None of us have been able to escape 2020. But I will say that I have a lot to be grateful for. And so we're going to be having this discussion, talking about goals and finance. But I also wanted to share what others are saying about 2021 as well. Recently, on December 17th, there was a USA Today article that said, everybody, the title is Bye Bye 2020, right? And then the rest of it is more than half of Americans are optimistic about their finances in 2021 after such a rough year. So, overall, most of us are optimistic about the year. So I wanted to just kind of go over some ideas that people have said and, in terms of how they're looking at 2021. And then we're going to bring our special guest on. So if you are here, please let us know that you're in the place. We're so excited. I do see a few people coming in, chiming in. So let us know where you're coming from. And let's chat. So to get this thing started, we are going to talk about just some ideas, just kind of look at 2021, at 2020, and then look at what we can do for 2021. So a lot of people said that in 2021, they're going to start an emergency fund. People said they're going to draw on their savings to make ends meet. Others have talked about stashing away money for a vacation next year. And, you might fall into that. And then a few, which I thought was interesting, 25% of the folks that were interviewed said they're going to buy a car because some of them left the big city due to the pandemic and just the scare with that and being around all those people. They moved to the suburbs and they just feel like, they're going to need to get a car now. So these are some expenses that people are looking at buying or spending money on. A few have decided they're going to pick some new financial habits. So, with this topic that my guest is going to help us to chat about, it's going to be awesome to talk about some new financial habits potentially. A few plan to continue their financial habits. They started some good ones here. 94% said they started some good ones and they're going to continue those financial habits in 2021. Some of the popular include budgeting, cutting spending, starting to save, tracking their credit scores more closely, and learning about investing. So I know investing is scary to a lot of folks, but there's some opportunities and there's some strategies that people just need to start to, to learn about. And then that way it won't be so scary. And the other thing is that, let's see, something else. Oh, this one was really a big one for me. Hearing that women were hit the hardest, though, financially for 2021. And that's typically the case with women in finances because not only do they usually have to raise children, they're going to be the caregivers if there is a health setback too within the family as well, the extended family. They're going to be the ones that's going to have to take care of those members. So during this time, they've also had the lowest paying jobs and they've had to take on that caretaker role. So these are some of the ideas or some of the things that, have come out of people saying, they're bye-bye to 2020, but optimistic about 2021 overall. But these are some of the things that people have to do. So I wanted to go over that before we get right into introducing our special guest and we get into, goals and finances. So let me introduce my very good friend, Nicole Johnson. And I'm actually going to pull her on, but I'm also going to read her bio. So let me just pull her in, get her out of the green room here.
Hello.
There.
Hi,
Hey,
Fran.
Nicole. Yes. Hello. Yes. So
Full
excited.
circle moment.
Yes, it's a full circle moment. I mean, before I get into her full bio, we were college roommates. So we met each other before college started. And we were a part of a pre-college engineering program at the Ohio State University.
Ohio State. I paid $40,000 for that V, so I'm using it.
Exactly. No, we got to put that on there. So, so we were both in that program, pre-college engineering program, and we met the summer before our freshman year, and we have been friends ever since. So it is amazing. It's amazing. And then when I tell you what she's doing now, it's like both of you guys. What happened? Exactly. So,
engineering what?
right, exactly. So it's amazing. But let me read through this. But Nicole Johnson, here she is. She's the founder of Digital Made Simple, and she founded it in 2014. And she has over 8 years she had over 8 years of experience in graphic design and web design. And she created her company to give small businesses the tools, techniques, the strategies to unlock their true potential in ways that's not overwhelming and is achievable by anyone. Before starting her business, Nicole spent 18 years in the manufacturing industry for Fortune 500 companies. With her degree in chemical engineering and an MBA in strategic management, she was most successful in organizational management, change management, lean continuous improvement, supply chain, and global quality assurance. Coupled with her lifetime and passion in visual arts and graphic design, she is able to marry strategic business direction with high quality branding and design. She's a smarty, guys, and she's an artist. So it's awesome. Digital Made Simple is a digital marketing and design agency that helps brands experience less confusion, frustration, and intimidation about marketing online so that they are empowered to reach their goals and with confidence and authenticity while manifesting their vision for making a lasting mark on those they serve and their community. So welcome, Nicole.
Thank you, Shahira.
Yes, I'm so glad we're able to do this. This is so
I
fun.
know. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's so interesting how we both started in engineering and went completely 180 degrees away from it. So thank you so much, kids.
Right, exactly. I mean, but I still feel like I use engineering,
I do too.
So, yes. And it goes away. Once an engineer, always an engineer. We
always an engineer,
didn't we?
always promoting the STEM areas and things like that, especially for women and young ladies and stuff like that. So I definitely use my engineering. And I think that is really one of my value differentiators, because you can throw a rock and hit a web designer these days. But I think what helps me to differentiate myself is bringing the engineering piece of it into the forefront, bringing that piece of connecting your business, because sometimes you can do design, sometimes you can make a pretty picture, but you can't really connect it to the rest of your business and the rest of your business goals. And so I really try to create a strategic solution that includes it looking great and looking on brand, in addition to making sure that it's functional and sustainable and all those things. So I didn't waste that engineering degree at all. I'm just using it in a little different way. See?
Yeah,
engineering
I feel the same way, being in the financial planning profession. It's like, no waste here, no waste here.
Nope.
So connected. But I mean, you're an artist. It's so much going on. But let's get into goals and finance. Like, get right into that, because 2021, I'm so my outlook is very optimistic. So I loved seeing that article. I am just so excited about it. I'm grateful for 2020. I'm just looking at the times of it. It's been a tough year, but I do have a lot to be grateful for. But let's talk about your program that you just launched, or you're launching.
Yes.
So tell me more about that program.
It's called the Gold Miner Program, right? And the reason why I named it the Gold Miner Program, because there's always times where you're feeling like you're pursuing goals, and it just seems like it's a cat and mouse game. You're chasing something, but you're never actually catching it. What I wanted people to understand is that this program is about really digging in there, going in as if you're mining for actual gold. That's what your goals are. They're nuggets of precious achievements that you want to incorporate into your life, and not just something that you can achieve one time and then it's done, but something that you can keep mining for, that you can keep developing and keep growing and achieve bigger goals, or sustain those goals. There's times where we've set up a goal to maybe lose weight or something like that, and maybe we do actually lose the weight, and then a year later, we've gained the weight back plus 10 pounds. I don't want it to be something where you're just chasing after something, and once you catch it, then that's it, or that you're always chasing after something. So I always tell people, this is not your mama's vision board.
Yeah, tell me more about that. What is it with the vision boards?
So, I say that in a little bit of jest, but I'm not against vision boards.
Yes.
But because I think they have value. I think it's great for you to kind of visualize what you want and where you want to be in life. But so often that vision board stays on the wall and doesn't actually manifest into reality. And that's what I don't want to happen. Right. With this program, because we are developing something that is consistent with your intentions, your values, what you really want to achieve, it takes away the distractions of what society believes you should be striving for. It takes away all of the the Instagram goals and the Instagram lives that some people chase for. It really digs down into what your intentions are, and then creates some goals that you can achieve from there, and brings those into reality.
Excellent. I love the name of that. It's so creative, and it just really, like how you explained it, makes so much sense. We're digging for gold. We're mining for goals. We're mining for goals. I love it. And so those of you who are watching us live, why don't you do this? Please let us know that you're here. We want to hear from you. What are some goals that you are looking to do here in 2021? Just give us some ideas. We'd love to hear that. So please comment. Now, we're talking about the goals here, but what does a good goal look like?
Okay, so that's a really great question, because a lot of people have heard of maybe SMART goals, but a lot of people have not. A lot of people have not heard of SMART goals. Goals are supposed to be smart. You know how they say there's no dumb question? Well, there are dumb goals.
I hadn't heard of that. Tell me more about that one.
Their goals have to be smart.
Yes.
And I've put a little twist on SMART in my development of my Gold Miner program, but most of the letters are the same. SMART stands for specific. M stands for measurable. A stands for aligned. Okay, not attainable or achievable or things like that. R stands for realistic. And then T stands for time-based. Okay. So if every single goal that you have, and when you were talking earlier where people saying, oh, I want to buy a new car, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. I think those are great starts to a SMART goal, but they're not a SMART goal. And without you really framing it out with all of those aspects to it, then it's going to be very difficult to achieve, because sometimes, two things happen, Shahara. One is you set out a goal that's not SMART, it's kind of vague, and you lose interest. You start out great, but then you lose interest after a while, because you really don't know how far you don't know if you're running a sprint or a marathon, right? And so the SMART methodology allows you to land on that. The other thing that happens, which I don't think a lot of people talk about, is you achieve your goals. You achieve more goals than you actually give yourself credit for. But because you're not really measuring it, because you're not really looking at it from a time-based standpoint, then you just always feel like you're on this hamster wheel of trying to achieve the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And you never really stop and give yourself credit for the goals and the milestones you've actually achieved. So SMART helps alleviate all of that by making sure that you're not just saying, oh, I want to make more money, but you're saying, I want to get a promotion and earn 15% more money because I want to take care of my family in a better way by the end of 2022.
Yes.
That is a SMART goal.
That's a SMART goal. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna put in the comment here, SMART, the acronym: specific, measurable, aligned, realistic, and time-based.
Correct.
Yes. So we're gonna put that in here. So that is awesome. So I'm going to actually add that on here. But if you guys have comments related to that, and I see Kelly is on here too. I see you commented. I'm looking forward to answering those questions when the time comes. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much and commenting. So one of the things, that you were talking about is just taking that time to look back on your goals. So how do you recommend people celebrate? Like I always say, celebrate your wins, but you're like, we just keep going. We're on this hamster wheel. How do we celebrate? How do we take that time?
That's a great question, because a lot of times people just think that once I achieve the goal, that's the celebration. Yeah, I win, but a lot of times, you miss the mark or you don't have a chance to celebrate. That celebration, really making it tangible, is a good way to keep you motivated throughout the journey, right? And so celebrating goals should be consistent with promoting the goal itself, right? You don't want them to be kind of what I call in conflict with each other. So let's say you do have a goal to lose weight. Celebration should not be, I'm going to go to a 5-star restaurant and order a 10-course meal.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yes, that would be my celebration.
You're like, oh, I lost this weight. Let's go eat.
Right. Exactly.
What I think one of the things that I did was to create a goal around, I'm going to buy a new fancy outfit. Because now I've got a new body. Now I've got a new, kind of situation going on. I need to make sure that I'm snatched and it shows. So that celebration, or, you put something in your cart or on your wish list that says, hey, once I hit this milestone, I can do this. I have business goals around revenue generation. I feel like once I hit those revenue milestones, I will be in a position to take a trip to Singapore.
Excellent.
So it's consistent. I mean, and to some degree you say, okay, well, do you want to spend money or save money? Or, but you try to do something that you feel is going to motivate you, is consistent with what you should be able to do once you achieve that goal. And for example, fit a better outfit, go more places, do more things. And so you create celebrations that are consistent with the goal that you achieve.
I love that. And, there's got to be that balance, or even that harmony, because I just find balance is too much pressure. But if you find some harmony in saving, spending, investing, and giving,
exactly,
you leave that and you feel like, okay, I did this. I saved for this, or I reached this goal. And sometimes you do have to spend, sometimes you do. And then sometimes it's giving, sometimes it's investing. It's the combination. So, personal finance is personal finance for a reason, because it's very personal.
Very personal.
Very personal. So those were some excellent ideas there. So now there's different categories of goals. And I know that you had mentioned just in course of our conversations and communications, but stretch goals. So now what are stretch goals?
Stretch goals. Okay. So one thing that I like to say about stretch goals, and I created my own acronym for this. So if you haven't heard of it, that's because I made it up.
I love it. Yeah.
So stretch goals, they have the acronym of VIMPs. Okay. Now, VIMPS stands for visual, encouraging, measurable, because we got to say that again. Measurable happens both times.
Yes.
Visual, measurable, visual, engaging, measurable, positive, and stretch. Okay.
Engaging.
Visual, engaging, measurable, positive, and stretch. Now, every one of your goals should not be a stretch goal. They should not be a VIMPS goal. You should select maybe one or two, either one or two in each category. And I have 5 general categories of critical areas of your life that you tend to create goals around. But you should select one or two to be stretched because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. But the reason why I say visual is because when you're really stretching yourself towards a goal, you really want to be able to visualize it. You've got to be able to see it, right? You also want it to be something that triggers something in you, something that really resonates with you, that you've really tried to achieve for quite some time, and you're really engaged in it. So you may be looking to achieve a certification that you've been pursuing for a long time in order to get a better advancement in your career, and it's difficult. Like a lot of people who are taking the GMAT and things like that. If you're trying to pursue an advanced degree, then this might be a stretch goal. But again, it still has to be measurable, because if you're not measuring it, again, you don't know if you're in a sprint or a marathon. But it has to be positive. Now, the positive piece of it, not to say that every goal that you're trying to achieve is positive. It's not like you're out there, I'm going to rob a bank. That's not the goal. When I say positive, I mean, it needs to be framed in a positive light. So for me, saying I want to lose weight, loss is actually a negative connotation. It's a negative word. Instead of saying I want to lose weight, I want to say I want to develop a healthier lifestyle, because that's really what you're losing the weight for. It's not to lose something, it's to gain something, it's to create a different lifestyle that's more positive. So, or I want to get out of debt. No, I want to be in a better financial situation. I want to, pursue financial, develop a net worth of XYZ, whatever it is, but frame it in a positive way, because language matters. How you speak about things, how you reflect those in your life. And if you feel like it's something negative or it has a negative connotation, then it makes it something that you have to do versus something of who you are, right? If I want to lose weight, then that's something I have to do. If I want to be a better and healthier person, that's who I am. And therefore I can incorporate that into my whole lifestyle better. And then stretch, make sure that it's not just something that you can achieve in the next 2 weeks. Be like, oh, I stretched to, save $10.
Right.
That's great. But, let's push. So that's what stretch goals are all about.
I like that. That is a great perspective, especially with the positivity, that being positive about our goals, and something you touched on, it reminded me of things that I go through with my clients, and we're talking about their values, because that's what ties in. You're trying to get an emergency fund because you believe in security. It's not just to have the emergency fund, right? You want to lose weight, like you said, for the healthy lifestyle. Maybe your kids, be there for your children. It's so many things that why we're trying to reach these goals. So I love that. And so I see some people in here. It's so good to see some familiar faces commenting. I see Jennifer. Thank you. Hello there. And I want to ask this question from Kelly, or actually not so much a question. Let me put her comment up. She was saying that the Goal Miner program is really a great way to help a person achieve realistic goals, and helps a person understand how to really put in place achievable goals with realistic time frame.
Right.
So that's fantastic. So, that's what we're talking about. Your program, this is what it's going to do. It's going to help us do that.
It's like 28 days to set the next 5 years of your life up for success.
Yes.
So you give me 28 days. I mean, I think that's a great trade. I think that's a bargain. 28 days. And, really you could do it in a shorter time frame, but I space it out as 28 days so that you don't overwhelm yourself, because you can kind of get entrained. But what I've heard from a lot of the people who've taken the class is they've never thought so deeply about their goals before, because it's easy to just say, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. But when you really start connecting it to your values, to your intentions, how you're going to celebrate, really mapping out. Even so, there's a whole section on there around KPIs and key performance indicators and metrics, how to map those out, and a whole habit tracker so that you can actually incorporate however you're going to try to achieve your goals into your day-to-day life. Yeah. But really, it's a 5-year outlook. And that's how I set it up. And then you map out what you're going to do each year between now and 5 years from now.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, I wanted to go back to the comment on the VIMPs and how you explained that. Jennifer, she said, okay, reframing. Oh, reframing. I like that. Yes. Definitely. We have to do that. We have to reframe this whole thing. So in reference to financial goals, you kind of mentioned this already. What are some of the goals we should consider? I talked about it in the beginning. But I think more so, what are the challenges you would say people are facing?
Yeah, there are, when creating your goals, I think it's important to, so in the program that I've developed, when you're setting out your goal, just mapping out what the goal is only one part of the system, right? What you also do is identify now what additional support you may need, what challenges you may face in achieving this goal, and then connecting it back to what you're going to do to, celebrate and what the metrics are that you're going to use to measure it, right? And I do see that people, maybe they get through the SMART methodology pretty easily, but then they start getting stuck on what the goal is in and of itself. So I don't know if I can, I was going to maybe share my screen and show you one of the worksheets from it. Or
here, we'll see if we can do it. We didn't test that out. So let me just see what happens here.
I have a share screen thing. Do you want me to?
Yeah, click on share screen. I just turned it to
okay.
Yeah, so let me add that to the stream here.
All right.
There we go.
Look at that.
Yep, it worked.
Look at that.
So user friendly.
So this is the how to map your financial goals. So yes, you'll write the years here, the goal here. Again, you want to connect it to that intention, like that core intention that's driving you. But you want to identify what the additional support you need and what are some of the challenges that you may face. And so I do go into some of the challenges on the next page. It kind of shows, and I'm fully transparent. I show you exactly what I wrote out for my goals, how I did it. I don't have anything to hide. But a lot of times, some of the challenges that people face is where they're trying to pursue one goal, they end up compounding onto it. So for example, if you're trying to reduce your debt, then you continue to incur new debt while you're trying to establish your, new goal. Also, really taking a good look at your overall financial picture, making sure that you understand that, sometimes you have these subscriptions, that happen like once a year. Are you really mapping out and making sure that you understand, okay, this financial burden is going to come a year. If I don't want it to happen, then I need to cancel it, put an alarm on my computer and cancel it, or plan and budget for it across all the months between now and then to make sure that you have enough money to pay for it. Not having an emergency fund. I know you mentioned that earlier as a challenge that people say they want to have an emergency fund to take care of their family, but you want to make sure that you plan for that. So maybe in your 5th year, you have 9 months worth of savings as your emergency fund. maybe the first year is to get at least $1,000. I know that's what Dave Ramsey kind of teaches, in terms of his system. And then changing your current lifestyle to achieve your goal. This can be so difficult. When you have a habit of living a certain way, doing certain things, we find it very easy to explain why that's a need versus a want. And saying, oh, I have to go to Starbucks every day because regular coffee gives me a headache. Really?
Right.
Starbucks sells coffee in the grocery store. You can get you a Keurig, put a pod in there and call it a day. You are going to have to change some things and create new habits in order to achieve your goals. And then another thing that is additional support needed, but sometimes can be a challenge, is, which I put on the additional support page, is really getting the services of a financial planner like yourself. Sometimes people put out these goals and they don't understand what their baseline is. Having someone to sit there and assess what your total net worth is. Why do you want to achieve this particular goal? And what is it going to take for you to get there? There's a lot of moving parts to a person's personal financial picture that a certified financial planner can help you work through and allow you to say, okay, this is a more realistic goal versus what I kind of thought of.
Right. And I just say really quick, that's really great, because a lot of what's causing us to have these issues is our behavior. And it is our values. Like, if you value that Starbucks and you're like, nah, I'm going to do that, Shahara, or whoever your financial planner is, then okay, we might have to give up something else.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, we may not get here until we figure out what it is we're going to give up. So I think those behaviors are key. What is driving you to even feel like you need to have that? Not wrong, but what is driving you to feel like you need it? Is it like, I had a stressful day at work today? I just, the kids, like, what is it? And then how do we revisit that,
find healthier alternatives, financially healthier alternatives. This last one I kind of want to spend a little bit of time on because it is so prevalent. And I don't know that a lot of people even understand the concept, but a lot of people definitely fall victim to this bias. It's called the sunk cost bias. I learned about this when taking financial classes and accounting classes when I was getting my MBA. But it applies to everything. It's just like one of those concepts that resonates. Sunk cost is when you have invested some money or time or energy, but in this case, money into something, and you continue to invest money because you've already invested so much already. And instead of getting rid of it, or maybe it's a something that you purchased, right? Maybe it's a piece of art or something like that. It really doesn't serve you anymore. If you had it to do over again, you probably wouldn't do it knowing what you know now. But because you've already put money into it or put time into it, then you feel like you have to stay with it. Ignore that. Don't fall victim to the sunk cost bias, because throwing good money after bad is not going to get you in a better financial place than what you would if you just moved on. Say, hey, thank you for the time that you spent in my life. You served your purpose, but now I have to move on. For example, someone talking about buying a car. Maybe you've already bought a car. Now you see this podcast. You're like, well, I already bought the car. Now I'm not going to give it up. But you can't. You really can, because you've got 5 years worth of payments. Selling it back at a couple $1,000 loss is far cheaper than 59 more payments, right? To pay that thing off. So beware of sunk cost bias, because your new money, the new investment that you're putting into your life, is what's going to help you achieve your goals. You can't do anything about what you already spent. You can't do anything about the time you already spent. You can't do anything about the object you already bought that doesn't serve you anymore. If it's in the way, get rid of it, no matter how expensive it is. Put it on eBay, get some money back. But it's not worth the energy, time, and effort and money that you're going to commit to it for something that you don't love and doesn't serve a purpose in your life.
Yeah, no, that's very powerful. It's so important to, it's, when you're looking at the net worth statement too, it's like there's assets and liabilities, and there's some that are still put on the assets, but we're talking about appreciating assets. This is depreciating. We need to have items that are appreciating.
Yes.
And so it's super important to make sure that you're looking at it from that standpoint. Excellent. Did you have any more slides to share?
No, that's it.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a great program. I'm going to share with everybody just the link to it as well. And let me just put that in here so that you guys can take a moment and, and support it. Support it. When does it launch? I know that is it already launched, or tell me more about that, the Gold Miner program.
Yeah, we went through a pre-launch, so we're in a beta. So we've got a group of people going through it now. So since this is the first initiation of it, I'm taking that time to kind of get feedback, see how I can improve it and things like that. We will relaunch again in about 3 months. So probably at the end of the first quarter, maybe a great time for you to even go in there, because once you started the new year and developed your New Year's resolutions and created your vision board.
Right.
At the beginning of the year, that first quarter is going to tell you how you're really doing. And so if you find that you are not where you want to be, or you're not progressing, or if you don't even know how well you're doing, and you really can't tangibly say, okay, I am, really a quarter of a way towards my overall goal by this time, then this program is for you. It allows you to really dissect not only your goals, but why they are in your life. Developing goals strategically is so powerful. I've never really thought about it before developing this program. Like it that way. I don't know how to say that.
I get what you're saying.
You get it. Yeah. I get that way, whatever. I never thought of it that way.
But I got what you're saying. Yes.
So I never thought of it that way, but
yes,
really strategically connecting the dots. We go through a whole process of how to strategically create it. Now, I talked about the 5 areas, and I just wanted to kind of explain what they are. In addition to financial, there's business, finances, personal, spiritual, and health.
Those are the 5 areas that you go over in the Gold Miner course.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you create kind of a strategic roadmap for yourself in those 5 areas, and then develop your whole 5-year roadmap. And then you're going to create the habits that you need to do to achieve those, and then the key measures that you're going to use to measure your success. So you're not sitting there 6 months down the line, not really realizing how close or far you are, because that measure piece of it also helps you to course correct, right? If you see that you're not where you really should be at this point in time in your journey, then that measurement says, oh, okay, I need to do something different because what I'm doing right now doesn't work.
Yes, no, that's good. And it's important to do that, because 5 years is a long time, but and things change.
Yeah.
So I think that's as well, like, to be flexible, like put it out there, write the vision, make it plain, but be willing to be flexible. What do they say? Like, God laughs at our plans, right? Like, put a plan out there, and he's like,
exactly. Is that what you're thinking? That's what we're doing? Okay.
2020 was that full force.
Oh, really? He was like, ha, hardy, har. How about that?
Yes, exactly. But I love, looking out that far, because you're still putting a vision out there, and it gives you some direction, like you said. So Yeah, no, we've gone over a lot. I just want to know, we've got a few people in here viewing. Are there any questions? I do want to answer Kelly's question because I do think this now's the time to answer that particular question. But if you do have other questions, please type it in. You're in Facebook or if you're in YouTube, type it in now. We are live and we can answer those questions live. Yes. So
let you know.
yes. Yes, yes. So we're here.
That's all the Spanish I know, so don't start.
What did you say? Huh? What did you say? What did you just say?
Right now.
Yes. So awesome. So let me ask this question. It's more, I would say it's more geared towards me, but I'm sure you can provide some insight too. But learning how to invest before retirement, late in investing, want to know, is it what's the way to invest and gain money quickly over a 7 to 10 year time frame? Yeah. So, I just think really what we have to do is we have to look at what is our goals, what is our risk tolerance. The basis for anything like before we invest is the foundation is our cash flow. What's coming in, what's going out. And like Nicole was talking about, like, what is it that we're willing to, prioritize over something else? There's some things we might have to say, you know what, we don't want this right now to reach our goals. There is a movement out there called the FIRE movement, Financial Independence, Retire Early. And they pretty much save like 70% of what they make. So there's no get rich quick investing, like in terms of, when I work with clients and helping them to invest, I'm not going to put them in a highly risky thing because they can lose it just as quickly. So, my vantage point is that when invest because you want your money to work hard for you. Inflation is a bear. It's anywhere from 3 to 5%. So, it's really important to look at investments that, get you that or more. But there's never a guarantee. But then also making sure it aligns with your risk tolerance and all of that. But a lot of it is just getting, setting those goals and saving, just getting started. Start to save and really seeing what it is that you can put away. And if you just get started, that'll at least start to build some momentum. That's how I look at it. That'll start to build some momentum. So yes, so there's always an answer. There's always an answer.
What do they say? They say the best time to start investing is yesterday. The second best time is today, is right now.
Exactly.
One of the things that I've seen people, I was watching another podcast, a video podcast, and this lady was talking about how she had hired a nutrition expert, and that nutrition expert, which I've never had really good luck with, gave her a plan to just roll out her yoga mat every day. She said, you don't have to actually do yoga, just roll it out. Just do one small thing to start. Same thing here. Just open an IRA and put $100 in it. Find $100, put $100 in it, and then just do that. At least you've got something in your name that says, I'm gonna do something with this. And you can contact someone like Shahara or whatever. They can tell you the best. But if you can just do that one small task that can get you started, then ultimately what at least the lady with the yoga mat found is she would actually start doing yoga.
Yeah.
She was only required to roll it out, but then she started doing more because it just seemed ignorant to have your yoga mat out there and not get on it. And so it would feel probably ignorant to put $100 in an IRA and then not actually continue to add to it. And then you have something.
You have something, right? And you started. It's progress over perfection.
Yes.
Sometimes we overanalyze it, like, oh gosh, do we start today? Do we start, just start, right? I know. I've done that. I've been working through a personal coaching program, with someone, and I've been like, oh yeah, let me just keep keep reading, and it's like, just throw a dart out there, do something, and then once that happened, the momentum just starts. The momentum is going. So yes, thank you so much, Kelly. You're welcome as well. Great question. So we've been on this live a good length of time. I've enjoyed it.
Yes, it's fun.
Yes, it is super fun, and always with fun people. Remember, everybody, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. You can go to youtube.com, The Money Decisions Show /The Money Decision Show. Remember to go and check out Nicole's program. And you said it'll go live again. Is that?
Yeah, but you can join the wait list now. I mean, if you go to the landing page, you put your name on the wait list, then you will get notified as soon as we open the card again. I just want to make sure, again, what your point was, progress over perfection. Me putting this out here was definitely a progress over perfection thing, because I wanted to, I want to do so much more to it, but I hadn't had the feedback to say, okay, this is what the people really want and need, and they find it valuable. So that's why I went out and just kind of put it. I did 4 live sessions in the program to go over, each 7 set of days. And I just put it out there and saw what happens, and people are using it and they're getting so much from it and things like that. And then I'm also hearing ways that I can improve it. So yeah, join the wait list, because by the time you get it again, it's going to be even better.
Yes, I love that. And then, like you said, you get out there, you put it out there, whatever it is we're supposed to do here in 2021, we got to get it out there. And then from there, we can start to improve it. We have something to work with,
Absolutely.
And I'm working on a book right now, and what's freed me is getting words on the page. Don't even critique it. Just get words on the page. And once I heard that, I just started writing. And then I've got like 5 other editors that'll, by the time everybody gets it,
figure out how to cross all the T's and dot all the I's.
Exactly.
That's somebody else's job.
Concept out. Yes, but it's just been a growing experience from that angle, because we'll just sit there. We'll sit there and analyze it. Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, I have really found a lot of success in going by the first minute rule. So because I have a lot of things going on, a lot of clients, a lot of, other products and life. So all those projects swirl in your head, and it's like, a bunch of hopped up squirrels running around your brain. And it can be overwhelming, and then you're just paralyzed, right? And you just end up in front of the TV watching TV. What I do is if I have like maybe 5 projects going on, I write each project title. I use Notion, but you can write it on a piece of paper, and then just write down what 1 minute easy task can I do to start this? Just that first 1 minute task.
That's great. I like that.
You do that for everything, and then all of a sudden the storm just calms.
Yes.
You do that 1 minute task, and you feel like this shot of, endorphins, because you've actually completed something. You've thought of something, you completed it. Just write the first minute task that you need to do, and watch how everything just unfolds. Half the time, other stuff unfolds without you even trying. So I try to, once I feel that chaos, because it happens all the time. I feel that chaos going on. Oh, let me 1 minute rule this. Let me get the 1 minute rule going.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's so important. Again, back to progress over perfection. We just, what can we do in the next minute? What can we do? What can we do? Let's make it happen. So this has been fantastic. It's so good to see my friend Nicole here.
Yes.
Like I said, we've been buddies since before college.
My gosh. Columbia, honey.
Yes.
Happening from Indianapolis.
Right.
Everybody.
Right. I know. It's so fun thinking back on it, though. But
oh my gosh,
right now, and how things have changed, and for the better.
Yes.
So I think that I've asked everything, but are there any parting words? I mean, you've given so much wisdom. Are there any parting words that you'd like to share with everyone?
Yeah. So I want to maybe go back to why I start, where did this all come from? Right. And maybe that will help people kind of understand the perspective. back in 2008, I was living in Southeast Texas, working at a chemical manufacturing company, a high hazard environment. And if anything that comes up in your head when it comes to a Black woman working in Southeast Texas, it's probably right on par with the truth. A
Yes.
lot of stress. A good old boys company, a lot of people trying to claw their way to the top. That's not my vibe. I just want to kind of do good work, right?
Yes.
So there was a lot of stress going on in my life, a lot of external strife happening in my business and my career, not feeling welcomed, not feeling like appreciated for the contributions. Also personal life, I was away from my family significantly. It was a whole lot, 360 degrees of struggle. I could have easily been understandable for me to say, all of this stuff is happening to me. These are my circumstances. No wonder I'm not where I want to be. It's just what it is, right? Instead, I didn't necessarily blame myself. I know that there was external stuff going on that was unfair to me, but I had to tell myself, what can I do? Because I have control and I have agency over myself. What can I do to overcome and achieve the things that I want to achieve in life in spite of these circumstances? And that's where I came up with the Gold Miner program. That was back in 2008, I believe, 2008, 2009.
Wow.
A couple years ago, I found one of my old Gold Miner sheets, and 5 years had passed, and I looked at it, and I had met and exceeded every single goal on there, except for one.
Okay.
That one happened not to be in my control because it was like, get married and be happy and stuff. Not completely in my control. Let's make sure that we have control of stuff. So, but I had met or exceeded practically everything on that sheet. And that's when it sparked me to think, you know what, maybe this can help other people. Maybe other people can benefit from this process, because I revisited it every year. But it just was amazing to me how far along I had come by using this system. And then I added to it based on my experiences in corporate America and my experiences in life. And I just really think that it is a good and powerful system for people to use to really get themselves on track and manifest whatever's on that vision board into their life sustainably. So I just really hope that people can experience it and really find out what it's all about and see how it works in their life.
Yes, no, that's fantastic. And, having that strong why, but behind what you're doing to help people, I think that's the driver for all of this. So thank you so much, Nicole. And thank you all for watching, whether you're watching this live or the replay. We really appreciate all of that. You guys are here, and it's just a blessing. Please,
I want to say thank you too for allowing me on your platform, allowing me to come here and talk to the people.
Of course.
This is a great platform, and you do great work and really benefit not only your clients, but the whole community. And I'm just so proud and happy that you are where you are.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
Love us.
Yes. We got to do our hug. Virtual hug. No, this is
emoji at some point.
Right. It's crazy times, but we're going to get through this. But but I wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Please subscribe. Let me hit this for the folks that are watching. Let me connect this on here too. For the folks that are watching on Facebook, please subscribe. And those are watching on here, just youtube.com, The Money Decisions. Oh, I'm
going to try to put mine. I was going to delete.
Yeah, let me take that off. But it's The Money Decisions Show. I didn't realize that that was there. But yeah.
All right. I'm going to see if I can put my,
How to
I think
follow
that's the right. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's the right thing.
Yeah, let me see.
Probably not.
Let me see. It's probably right. Digital Made Simple. So find Nicole on Digital Made Simple. Let me copy and paste that.
I don't think it's right. If you click on it, I don't think it goes to the right place.
Oh, okay.
It does. Well, hold on. Let me give you this one. This is the right
one. Go to the right place, but I can definitely put it
there
in the
it is.
description box too.
Boom.
Okay. Okay, there we go. Digital Made Simple LLC. So
Yes.
find her there. Let me copy that and then get that in there for you guys. But make sure you find her over there.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep.
So that like button, banger.
All that. Yes. And now, right, as of course, as I'm trying to get, I'm going to do it a different way.
I'm not a YouTuber yet. I have a channel, but all the stuff that they do is just like smash that like button.
Right.
Banger, another banger. I can't.
Yes. Okay. I just hit your video real quick. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do.
At least we know it works. That's the right channel.
I'm so happy that, there's that one person that's holding on here for dear life as we get this. It'll
be in the description below.
Right, it will be in the description. I appreciate that, guys. But just remember to subscribe. Let me get back in the view. But it's been fun. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.